NRL Round 12 predictions. We're going to get straight into it. So for Thursday night, we've got the Doggies versus the Dragons. Sam, who do you have for this one?
Yeah, I've got the Doggies taking out this one. I think they had a tough loss to the Raiders last week in a game they probably should have won. The Raiders had two men in the bin at one stage, and the Dogs just couldn't capitalise. Too many drop balls. They've got to find a way to get Addo Carr a bit more involved, I think, and hoping Kickout's okay after that hip drop by Josh Papali'i. But yeah, I've got the Bulldogs 1-12. The Dragons are just, they're so inconsistent, and they really do rely a lot on Lomax under that high ball, and he's been really good so far.
Yeah, could even warrant an origin selection. You never know with Madge Maguire. But yeah, I'm with you on this one. I'm taking the Doggies to win this one. Like you said, Dragons, they're just really inconsistent this year. They've had a couple of really nice wins, but then they've looked completely lifeless against some decent teams as well. And just in general, like you just never know with the Dragons. Coming off a bye, so they'll be nice and fresh, but I think the Doggies will clean up a bit more and they'll be a bit more of a disciplined side come Thursday. So I'm picking the Doggies for this one.
Yeah, and then we've got Friday night, we've got the Cows taking on the Tigers. Now, this is in Townsville. I've got the Cows taking out this one 1-12 pretty convincingly. I think it'll be close, but I still think the Cows should take care of business quite comfortably. They were dropping too many balls against the Bunnies. Like, their completion rate was so low. And if they do that against the Tigers, I don't think it'll be an easy win for them. I could see the Tigers even upsetting them here.
Well, it hopefully helps if the Tigers can actually play a full game with 13 men because, you know, it's pretty much always just Brent Naden going off for something silly. And I don't know, in my opinion, I reckon Brent Naden might be the worst player in the NRL, but that's for another story. But I think the Cowboys at home, they clean up their act. They play a bit more disciplined footy and then they can just put on points in a flurry. So I don't think the Tigers will be able to sort of be able to stop the Cowboys' attack when they're on. So I'm picking the Cowboys to win this one convincingly.
Yeah, and then we've got Friday night. Also, we've got the Sea Eagles taking on the Storm. I think the Storm, this will be a tough one for them, but I still see them taking this one 1-12. They'll have Jerome Hughes back in the side, so that'll be great for them. But they've got Munster out for quite a bit of time with that groin injury.
Yeah, and I think you'll miss Origin as well.
Yeah, but Manly's attack, without Turbo, it's really tough for them. Olakwatu's been huge running up the pill, but it's tough to call this one. I still think the Storm, they did beat Para last week in Magic Round, so I think they'll continue this momentum forward.
Yeah, and, you know, I think the Storm win this one as well. I'm picking the Storm, but they've got players like, I'd say Tyrone Wishart, he's had a really, really good couple of weeks in the halves, and he's been a big factor to why the Storm have, you know, they've been a good side, and that just goes to show how good the Storm system is, and just the young players that, you know, come into the side and really like perform for them. So credit to the Storm and credit to their system that they've had for the last 20 or so years. Manly, they just look pretty lifeless without Turbo on the side. They look completely different. They don't play inside that 20-meter line with that same confidence that they have when they have Turbo on the side, and they've just looked really flat over the last few weeks. I think since that massive choke job that they had against the Raiders, was it?
The Raiders.
The Raiders. They just haven't looked the same. So I'm taking the Storm to win this one.
Yeah, same. So, and then we've also got on Saturday, our first game in the afternoon, we've got the Raiders taking on the Roosters. Now, the Roosters, I thought they were going to win against Cronulla last week. They really let the game get away from them. But, look, the Raiders, they won't go down easy. That confidence and spirit Ricky instills in them is just really shining at the moment. Ethan Strange just playing exceptional football, and he seems to be getting better every single week. But that Roosters forward pack is just so stacked. They've got Spencer Leniu, JWH, Lindsay Collins, Terrell May, just to name a couple of players. But this game, I think, will be won a lot down the middle because the Raiders, their forward pack's real experienced as well. So I've still got the Roosters taking this one out 1-12. I don't think it'll be easy, but I think they should take care of business.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one with the Roosters. They're proving to be one of the contending sides in this year's premiership. They're a great well-rounded team. They've got some big forwards with experience, like you've said. So I reckon they can just cause problems up the middle in that forward pack and let, the Tedescos of the world sort of take over when they get inside that, that Raiders line. So I think, I'm going to say the Roosters 1-12 as well.
Yeah, and then our next game on Saturday, we've got the Sharkies taking on Penrith. The Sharks, they're defying all criticism of people saying they can't beat quality top 4, top 5 sides. So they've done it 2 weeks in a row now with their wins over the Storm and the Roosters. Nico Hines for the Sharks has to be in the starting Origin team. I can't see a way he's not, especially with Cleary out. Like the Panthers last week, they looked a bit sloppy. Dylan Edwards had a great attacking game, and he is probably the favourite to win the Dally M this year, but his kicking game lost Penrith the game last week, and he's not the primary kicker, but still, I'm pretty sure I did see something where he was the primary kicker back in juniors for the Penrith Panthers, so I don't know. I don't know. I'm tossing and turning, but I think the Sharkies win this one. They're just carrying so much momentum.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Panthers for this one. I'm going to take the other side of the coin. I think, the Panthers, they'll probably clean up a bit of their mess that they sort of had. They definitely had the opportunity to win that against the Warriors in Magic Round, but again, they look sloppy. They just didn't look like the same team that they have. Obviously, missing Cleary is big, but Jerome Luai was, he's starting to play really, really well. And he's starting to prove sort of the criticism that he only plays well with Cleary on the side. So I think I expect him to have another big game again, and I see the Panthers winning in a really, really close game. They are the team to beat. They are the premiers. I'm predicting them to go 4 straight, which is absolutely absurd if they do that. But I think they're just too good of a side to lose back to back. So I'm taking the Panthers to win this.
Yeah, the only reason I actually didn't take Penrith because of their record at Shark Park. It's not very great in the past, but yeah, I'm going to have to oppose that one. Sharks 1-12.
Yeah, we'll see how this one plays out.
Yeah, and then on our final game Saturday night, we've got the Rabbitohs taking on the Eels. I think Latrell Mitchell determines whether the Bunnies win this game. His fitness, he looked a bit more fit last week, a bit more in form, but Alex Johnson just can't drop easy pill, right?
Yeah.
And the Bunnies, they're just desperate for a win. And now they've got Wayne Bennett signed starting next year. And the look on their faces in the locker room after the game, they're all distraught. Like Cody Walker at the press conference and the interim coach, I just feel so bad for them.
I can't believe that Freddie and Joey reckon that Cody Walker should be the starting 5'8" for the Blues. That is an absurd take. How are you overlooking Nico Hines? How are you overlooking even like Mitchell Moses, Matt Burton, those 3 guys? Like that is absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, I don't know. This will be a good game, but I'm probably going to take Para to win this one. So opposing you again, they kind of looked a bit lifeless against the Storm. I think they had a solid first half, but it was that second half that really sort of killed them. They pretty much gave up 4 tries within like 3 minutes against the Storm. And they're going through a bit of turmoil at the moment, firing Brad Arthur. So he's been sacked. So not looking too good for them, but I think they can kind of rally the troops a bit and play with a bit of character, play with a bit of pride, and beat a Bunnies side who are averaging the most points against this year. So another good game or another close game, I reckon, but I'm taking Para to win this.
Yeah, the Bunnies' left side defense against the Cowboys was atrocious. But also the Eels leak points like crazy, and their record, it feels like without Clint Gutherson, they just don't win games. And Mitchell Moses still likely to be out this week, so yeah, I'm taking the Bunnies 1-12.
Yeah, and we'll move on to Sunday Arvo. So the Bronx against the Titans. So that should be a good little clash there. Sam, who are you taking for this one?
Yeah, I'm taking the Broncos. Even at home in Magic Round, they only beat the Sea Eagles 13-12 with that drop kick from Jock Madden. Look, they're missing Tony Staggs, and he suffered a fractured rib in that first half against the Manly, but he still played the whole game, and he should be back in the following week. But the Broncos, they're getting Reece Walsh back. Payne Haas, I don't know what that injury was, but he couldn't walk on his toe or his foot, and then he came back, he resurrected, so that was great to see. I think the with Walsh being back. And how good was Cobbo at fullback last week? My God, he was great. Like, I know some clubs are going to try be poaching him soon and offer that fullback jersey potentially. But I think, the Broncos have got to find a way to get Cobbo a bit more involved in that centre position. I feel like he was getting even more ball on the wing last year than what he is in the centres at the moment. But him at fullback was absolutely incredible.
Yeah, I agree. He's massive. There's a lot of talk to maybe potentially keep him there, but obviously you've got Walsh coming back in the lineup. So I doubt that will be the case, but I'm taking the Broncos to win this one. I think they win pretty convincingly. Having Walsh back in the side and obviously Payne Haas, hopefully he should be in. They should be able to put the Titans away, who are getting Jaden Campbell and Kieran Foran back. But again, they're fighting a few injuries. You're still missing Big Tino, which really hurts them. But Titans, they've proven in a few games that they can handle the pressure. They can, not let teams put them away and stay really in the close in the game. So I'm taking the Broncos to win this, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gold Coast keep this fairly close.
Yeah, for sure. And then our final game of the round, we've got the Warriors taking on the Dolphins. The Dolphins, they had a slow first half, I'd say, against the Tigers, and they really needed those 2 tries from Hammer to really put the Tigers away. And the Warriors, they had a gutsy win against Penrith. Wow, that was incredible. They lost Wade Egan really early on into the game to a HIA. But the Dolphins, they'll have Max Plath back, which is great. So I think they win 1-12. How about yourself, Rick?
I'm taking the Warriors for this one. I think they'll build so much momentum, beating the Panthers at Suncorp and Magic Round. You could tell it really meant a lot to the players, especially Design Lesniak. Oh, it's tough to say his name, but
DWZ.
Yeah, DWZ.
Yeah.
It really meant a lot to them. And I watched that Fox Sports interview after that game, and he had his family watching, like he had his family and friends watching, and they did the haka. So that win really meant a lot to them, and I think they can really carry it forward to their playing back at home in New Zealand, playing in front of that really, really strong home crowd that they have. Dolphins, really underrated team this year. Now they're starting to get their key players back. You obviously had the Hammer, who was massive in that win for them against the Tigers in Magic Round. But I'm taking the Warriors for this. I think, having that home ground advantage and really carrying that momentum will be massive for them, but I think it'll be a really, really good game to cap off the round.
Yeah, I hope Herbie Farnworth bounces back, because I know Wayne Bennett probably would have absolutely sprayed him. He didn't have too good of a performance last week, not up to his usual standards, so hopefully he bounces back. But that brings us to the end of our NRL predictions. Comment DWZ below and we'll hook you up with a free 2-week trial on us.
Cheers. Thanks, guys. Have a good one.